Hey everyone, your name here. This isn't your typical top 10 Instagrammable cafes list. This is about survival. We're talking about 10 US cities with travel rules that might just shock you. We're diving deep into the gritty, the real, the stuff they don't print on those glossy brochures. Exploring new places, meeting new people, it's exhilarating. But let's be real, not every city is sunshine and rainbows. Some cities have a side you gotta be prepared for, knowing where to go, where not to go, and how to stay aware. Trust me, this is one trip you don't want to take without a guide. Detroit, the Motor City, a city with a rich history and a fighting spirit. But let's be honest, Detroit has a reputation, and it's not all about classic cars and Motown music. Detroit struggles with a high crime rate, and that's something you can't ignore when you're visiting. It's not about being paranoid, it's about being prepared. Stick to well-lit areas, especially at night. Avoid flashing expensive jewelry or electronics. Basically, don't be a target. Detroiters are some of the friendliest people you'll meet, and they'll steer you in the right direction. Detroit has a lot to offer, but it's up to you to stay safe while you explore it. Next up, we're heading to the heartland, to St. Louis, Missouri, home of the iconic Gateway Arch, delicious toasted ravioli, and a crime rate that's higher than you might expect. St. Louis has a lot going for it, from its vibrant art scene to its fascinating history. But just like any major city, it has its share of challenges, and those challenges include crime. Now, I'm not saying you should avoid St. Louis altogether. Be smart, be aware, avoid walking alone at night, especially in downtown areas. Be mindful of your belongings and don't leave valuables visible in your car. Use ride-sharing services instead of walking long distances, especially after dark. Bottom line, St. Louis is a great city, but it's always better to be safe than sorry. Be prepared, be aware, and enjoy your trip. Get ready to groove because we're heading down south to Memphis, Tennessee, the birthplace of rock and roll, home of the blues, and, unfortunately, a city with a crime rate that's singing a pretty sad song. Now, I love Memphis. The food, the music, the history, it's all incredible. But let's not sugarcoat things. Memphis has some rough areas, and if you're not careful, you could find yourself singing the blues for all the wrong reasons. Do your research before you go and know which areas to avoid, especially at night. Downtown Memphis, while generally safe during the day, can get a little dicey after dark. Stick to well-lit areas and consider using ride-sharing services instead of hailing taxis on the street. Be smart, be aware, and you'll have an amazing time. Chapter 4 Baltimore, Charm City, with a side of caution. Hold on to your hats, folks, because we're headed to Baltimore, Maryland. A city of history, culture, and, yeah, you guessed it, crime. But hey, don't let that scare you away. Baltimore, like any other major city, has its share of challenges. But it also has a whole lot to offer, from its beautiful harbor to its world-class museums. The key is to be informed and to take precautions. Avoid walking alone at night, especially in areas that are poorly lit or deserted. Keep your valuables close, and be wary of pickpockets, especially in crowded tourist areas. Baltimore has some great neighborhoods, but it also has some that are best avoided, especially after dark. Be aware, be cautious, and you'll have a great time exploring all that Charm City has to offer. Chapter 5 New Orleans, the Big Easy, where things can get uneasy fast. Let the good times roll, right? Well, in New Orleans the good times definitely roll, but so can some unfortunate situations if you're not careful. New Orleans, the city of jazz, gumbo, and Mardi Gras, is a place where you can truly let loose. But let's be real, it's also a city where you need to keep your wits about you. Pickpocketing is a real concern, especially in crowded areas like the French Quarter. Keep your belongings close, be wary of overly friendly strangers, and avoid flashing large amounts of cash. Stick to well-lit areas, travel in groups if possible, and don't be afraid to flag down a police officer if you feel unsafe. Be mindful of your alcohol consumption. Overindulging can make you an easy target for criminals. Be smart, be aware, and you'll have an unforgettable time. Chapter 6 Oakland. Bright lights, big city, and some big-time safety tips. Next stop, Oakland, California. Home to a thriving art scene, delicious food, and, yeah, a crime rate that might make you want to double-check your door locks. Oakland is a city that's full of energy and creativity, but it's also a city where you need to be on your toes. Certain areas, particularly those with a history of gang activity, require extra caution. Avoid walking alone at night, especially in poorly lit or deserted areas. Be aware of your surroundings and trust your gut instinct. Public transportation can be a bit risky, especially at night. Don't leave valuables visible in your car, especially if you're parking on the street. Be smart, be safe, and you'll have a great time exploring all that Oakland has to offer. Get ready to rock because we're heading to Cleveland, Ohio, home to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, delicious pierogies, and some crime statistics that might make you want to stay in your hotel room. But hey, don't let that scare you away. Cleveland is a city that's on the rise, with a revitalized downtown and a vibrant arts and culture scene. Just like any other major city though, it's important to be aware of your surroundings and take precautions. Certain neighborhoods, particularly those struggling with poverty and crime, require extra caution. Avoid walking alone at night, be mindful of your belongings, and don't be afraid to ask locals for advice on safe areas to visit. Public transportation can be a bit sketchy, especially at night. Be wary of scams. Tourists can be easy targets, so be skeptical of anyone who approaches you on the street offering deals that seem too good to be true. Be aware, be prepared, and you'll have a rockin' good time. Hold on to your hats, folks, because we're about to dive into Kansas City, Missouri. Known for its finger-licking good barbecue, its jazz heritage, and, well, let's just say it's got a side of crime that's hard to ignore. Kansas City is a city with a lot of heart, but it's also a city with some rough edges. Like many urban areas, it struggles with crime, and certain neighborhoods require extra caution, especially after dark. Avoid walking alone at night, be mindful of your surroundings, and don't be afraid to ask locals for advice on safe areas to explore. Public transportation can be a bit iffy, especially at night. Be wary of pickpockets, especially in crowded tourist areas like the Country Club Plaza. Keep your valuables close and be aware of your surroundings. Be aware, be prepared, and you'll have a fantastic time exploring all that Kansas City has to offer. Get ready for some high desert adventure, because we're heading to Albuquerque, New Mexico, home to the hit TV show Breaking Bad, stunning desert landscapes and, well, a crime rate that might make you want to tread carefully. Albuquerque is a city of contrasts, with its stunning natural beauty and its urban challenges. Like many cities in the Southwest, it struggles with property crime and drug-related offenses, and certain areas require extra caution. Avoid walking alone at night, especially in poorly lit or deserted areas. Be mindful of your surroundings and trust your gut instinct. Public transportation can be a bit unreliable and some routes are safer than others. Be wary of scams, especially those targeting tourists. Don't be afraid to say no to anyone who approaches you on the street offering deals that seem too good to be true. Be aware, be prepared, and you'll have an amazing time exploring all that Albuquerque has to offer. Get ready to paint the town red, or maybe deep dish pizza sauce red, because we're heading to Chicago, Illinois. The Windy City, known for its stunning architecture, world-class museums, and, yeah, a crime rate that might make you want to pack an extra can of mace. Chicago is a city that's bursting with life, from its bustling downtown to its vibrant neighborhoods. But like any major city, it has its share of challenges, and crime is one of them. Certain neighborhoods, particularly those with a history of gang activity, require extra caution. Avoid walking alone at night, be mindful of your surroundings, and don't be afraid to ask locals for advice on safe areas to explore. Public transportation is generally safe, but be aware of your belongings, especially during rush hour when trains and buses are crowded. Pickpockets can be a problem, so keep your valuables close. Be aware, be prepared, and you'll have an unforgettable time exploring all that Chicago has to offer. So there you have it, folks. 10 US cities with travel rules that might make you think twice. But hey, remember, knowledge is power. By being aware of the potential risks and taking precautions, you can have an amazing and safe trip no matter where you go. Travel is all about exploring new places, experiencing different cultures, and creating memories that will last a lifetime. By staying informed and staying safe, you can focus on what really matters, enjoying the journey. So get out there, explore the world, and remember to subscribe for more travel tips and adventures. And hey, if you need some epic music for your own travel videos, be sure to check out the awesome selection on YouTube Studio.